So I'm excited I get to share with you today my story. And in order to do that, I'm going to back up just a little bit and tell you a little bit about me. My mom, growing up, was a PE teacher, a tennis coach, and I was a high school athlete and college athlete. So being active is something that's just a part of who I am. Um, then I started working full time, and that became a bigger challenge, but I still did manage to be active. Um, I took up running, and it wasn't until I had my first child that I had made a decision that I didn't want to be the mom that let herself go, that used kids and pregnancy as an excuse for not being in good shape. And so I went in pretty determined. As soon as I was cleared for exercise, I started exercising like crazy. Um, but I also started really keying in on my food, um, and not in a good way. I focused on low-fat foods and really keeping my calories low to an unhealthy level. And I didn't realize that at the time, but it was working, and I was getting tons of compliments. People were telling me how good I looked, um, but something was missing, and I wasn't happy. Um, and about that time, we decided we wanted to have another child, and I wasn't able to get pregnant. And sitting there in the doctor's office one day as they're running tests and trying to get to the bottom of it, the doctor asked me some questions about my exercise and my eating, and I wasn't truthful with him. But I knew based on where he was going with the questions um, that my eating was the root of the problem. And so that led to kind of a downward spiral for me. Um, just a really dark, depressing time in my life of feeling really broken, feeling very inadequate. Um, but through that, my faith in God is what got me through that, and and really helped me be able to move on from there. In the process, my husband and I decided that we wanted to adopt because it was clear that I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant. And um, somewhere along the way, I started realizing that I had an issue, and so started eating more, but not necessarily healthy. Um, because I had started feeding myself more, surprisingly, somewhere along the way, I ended up pregnant again, and that was exciting, and I really feel like things started to get better, but I had never really addressed the root of the problem that I had with food. Um, and so kind of fast forward several years, my husband and I were getting ready to go on vacation for our 20th anniversary, and we decided to go to Hawaii. And I wasn't really feeling great about myself, and wanted to do something so that when I was walking on the beach in a bathing suit, I could feel good and feel confident. And that's honestly not a very deep reason for jumping into a challenge, but that was my why. And what started out as just a way to look good in a bathing suit turned into something so much deeper for me. Um, I learned about fueling my body properly, about taking care of myself. I learned about focusing on being healthy instead of skinny, and it was just an amazing experience for me. Helped me gain a ton of self-confidence, and I did Insanity, which was hard. I had to battle with a lot of things in my head, but through that process, I came out so much stronger, and I felt great and confident. And I knew I wanted to keep it up. And in order to do that, I signed on as a coach because I heard there was a discount. And shortly after that, I had so many friends that were asking me what I was doing. And it just seemed kind of like a natural thing. I really enjoyed it. It had made such a difference in my life um, that I started coaching. And today I have quit my full-time job. I am a coach full-time, and I absolutely love it. If I look back at how far I've come, it just kind of blows my mind. Um, so coaching has meant so much to me on so many levels. But the community really, I mentioned this before, is really what does it for me. Of being surrounded with people that are trying to make positive choices in in their lives, and just looking to lift up and support and encourage one another. So I'm excited to have you guys joining us. We hope you'll ask lots of questions along the way, but thank you for hearing my story.